Well, the Singapore-Malaysia causeway might be empty and silent right now, but in just over 72 hours, what was once the world's busiest land crossing will be moving again. Demand to use the new vaccinated travel lane is high, so too are some of the technical challenges facing would-be travellers. Afifa Arifin joins us live. Afifa, you tried getting a ticket and found yourself amongst tens of thousands all trying to do the same.
Yes, that's right. And it was a very long way to get to the bookings page to select which VTL bus service I'd like to take, with thousands of people in line ahead of me. Now, as we know, the bus tickets for the VTL designated buses between Singapore and Malaysia across the causeway were offered from 8 a.m. today, and it was a very frustrating morning for many people who had tried to purchase them. The demand was so high that the websites of the two bus operators were not able to cope with the overwhelming number of people who had tried to log on. When I logged on to try and buy a ticket on Causeway Link, one of the two bus operators, at about 3 p.m. this afternoon, my queue number was at 81,000 and with an estimated waiting time of about 40 minutes. Now, when I tried again later at about 5 p.m., that queue number jumped to over 101,000, indicating that there were that many people today who were trying to get onto the website. When I got on, I was placed in a waiting room, and I'm told there were a few of such waiting rooms to facilitate the booking process. And in fact, you could leave your email there and a reminder will be sent to you once your turn is coming. Once you do get in, though, you will have about 10 minutes to make the purchase of your tickets. Now, this morning, there were reports that tickets were sold out within 20 minutes, but this turned out to be technical glitches on the part of the bus service operators just because of the surge in demand. And in fact, there are still many tickets available. Bus operator Causeway Link tells me that the Malaysian authorities had opened up ticket sales for just 1 week in advance as a cautious measure, and there are still many left. In fact, when I checked, most of the morning tickets on the weekends had been sold out. The weekday morning tickets, there are some left, but just very few, 1 or 2 seats available. Causeway Link also tells me that at about 2 p.m. today, some 3,000 tickets had already been sold, and of course, a lot more purchases are yet to come.
Afifa, given these challenges we're seeing with just the buying of tickets, how are bus operators ramping up their preparations ahead of the surge, the actual travel surge, in just over 72 hours?
Well, they had anticipated this surge and they had already made all of the necessary preparations. I spoke to the Deputy Executive Director of Causeway Link, Ms. Ling Cheng Fang, earlier today, and she was telling me that the company had actually invested in a higher tech server, which is set to be completed on the 28th of November, and it's hoped that that would reduce the waiting time or address any of the technical glitches that the website could face in the first few days of sales. Additionally, after nearly 20 months of border closures and very, very low passenger rates, they've of course had to put in place, a lot of new measures and protocols to accommodate these VTL travelers. This includes, of course, retrofitting their buses and also training their manpower to ensure that the passengers will have a safe and smooth journey. Let's listen into what she told me earlier.
So on our side for preparation, we need to train our manpower to understand how to check the documents. And then also for the buses, we specially arrange the bus to have some social distancing. So it's not like a full capacity bus, but we have half capacity. So passengers who are going to bring their luggages can bring along with them. We have a space allocated for them. And at the same time, we don't overcrowd the bus. And at the same time, the sanitization of the buses, it will be done thoroughly from the start of the day to the end of the day.
Afifa Arifin there in Kuala Lumpur. It was a similar story on the Singapore side, as Gwyneth Teo reports.
This morning, I woke up 7 a.m. I'm already on my desk with my laptop on, internet's ready, open all the tabs.
It was 10 minutes before the tickets were due to go on sale, and already this Malaysian found himself placed in a waiting room for Causeway Link's website with thousands of others. So he switched over to TransStars immediately. But just when he thought he had got his ticket, a glitch occurred.
Something pops out that says that my payment was actually unsuccessful, right? And then when I tried to refresh the page, they put me in the waiting room. So I was a little bit disappointed. But fortunately, immediately after that, I got an email saying that the payment was actually received, and then at 8:13.
Thousands of others were less fortunate. They were mired in technical problems for hours. At around 8:20 a.m., Transstar's website started showing that tickets had been sold out for the next 30 days. However, the bus operator told CNA around noon that this was due to a system error and plenty of tickets were still available. But not everyone is rushing to be the first to cross the land border yet. At the High Commission in Singapore, many Malaysians said they were there to make sure they have all their documents ready to go home now that they can.
Malaysians seeking to renew their passports can do so by applying online and booking an appointment before coming down to the High Commission. And we spoke to a member of the staff earlier who said that the queue happening right now for passport collection is as per usual. We did, however, speak to other Malaysians who had come earlier in the day to inquire after special circumstances now that travel is reopening again. For example, extending the validity of their passports or applying for new passports for newborn babies.